we're going to talk about AI and strategies. And I'm on a goal to train 1 million people on AI. So if you want to get some of the slides, follow along, please use this QR code. I'm a part of a group called the Vijal Institute, which is primarily global leaders, everyone from 500 CEOs to Fortune 100 CEOs to global leaders of government. And we basically are on a mission just to train people around the world. And I myself am an entrepreneur. I also spent the last 3 years traveling to 150 countries. And I went to all the temples around the world for the LDS Church in 1 year of my endowment, because I'm a convert. But I've also been doing a lot of education. Anyway, I decided after 5 years to return to business because of AI. After I sold my company, I grew a company from 0 to 100 million in revenue. I was a 100% owner of the company. And now I'm learning about AI and talking about AI to all sorts of people, including the apostles, who say that AI is awesome. But don't fall into the trap of just having AI tell you what to do in your life, because even though their advice is awesome, AI still requires human input, and I'm going to tell you about why. I built a tech startup house. In January, we launched 10 entrepreneurs, and all entrepreneurs went from an idea to getting clients. And they had tasks, 150 of them, where every single day they had to do 7 tasks. They could be writing a book that's 100 plus pages, writing 30 pages of sales letters. And each of these tasks could take 30 days of themselves. But with AI, it's possible to do about 7 of these tasks a day. And 100% of the companies who were able to get clients went over 100,000 revenue, half over 10, half over 1. So I think that was pretty awesome. So one of the cool things that I think is really interesting is how fast you can design business plans. So right in front of us, we're using a thing called venturekit.ai. What this is able to do is not just develop business plans, but also develop marketing plans, create your financials, do SWOT analysis, do competitive analysis, and not just analyze what your competitors are doing, and analyze their marketing strategy, their sales strategy, and everything else. But I'm going to show you all sorts of variety of tools. But the cool thing about this is just one simple text prompt that produces a complete output. This is something that can be turned into a pitch deck, can be turned into a PowerPoint presentation. If you were to come to me and say, I want you to create a SWOT analysis, a pitch deck, financials, a marketing budget, a marketing plan, a sales plan, how long would that take? Quite a while. And this is something that we are able to generate in what, 1 minute? That's pretty good. Now, as a first task of every single entrepreneur in their tech startup house, they had to develop a business plan using AI. And so this is just an example of how quick you do this. Of course, you can also do this with ChatGPT. I think a lot of you are using ChatGPT, maybe ChatGPT 4. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what an AI-assisted framework is and how we can develop systems using custom GPTs to also aid in your marketing. Now, who here has used ChatGPT? Now, who here has an average of 450 words or more in your prompt? Probably nobody, maybe one person. This is what 450 words looks like exactly. At the Vijal Institute, we actually sold one of these prompts for 100 grand. Why would someone pay that much? Because it produces results. So something like this, where you could upload your data. You could do anything from creating high-quality sales letters, sales reports, marketing funnels, marketing systems. But this is what a 450-word exactly prompt. Now, in the Vijal Institute, we have about 7,500 prompts that are just like this. And that's something that we built in just the last 3 months. By the end of this year, we should have a couple 100,000. Now, there's 2 things that I think really help you if you don't know how to develop a prompt. One is I built a prompt engineer. It's my gift to you. If you go to the link at the top, you could get a copy of it. But this allows you to create prompts that you can analyze. It'll actually rate it on a 1 to 5 scale. And one of my coworkers creates something called Prompt Perfectionist, which I think is one of the best tools out there for developing a logo or any other marketing creatives. And there's all sorts of new tools that even came out this week that I think is truly amazing. If you also want to get pre-access or an alpha stage of our prompt library, just go to this URL here. Like I said, it's also in the slides at the material at the top. But let's say that I wanted to just go through a process of a very simple one-time marketing campaign. Let's say you're told, hey, I want to make a marketing campaign over the next 3 months. It's for this business in Dubai where I have my residency, and it's a tourism company. Give us a step-by-step robust plan so we can market this company, okay? Well, let's say that we want to make a detailed plan. We want to create a budget. We want to create a marketing kit. We want to create some collaterals. We want to create a logo for this new company, maybe even a luxury kit. Well, if you go to a site like, say, Gamma, we could also use that to like create a website for it, not just a website, a PowerPoint presentation, a white paper, and even a PDF to also promote this whole thing. That's a lot of tasks, a lot of tasks. So let's see how fast we can do that with ChatGPT 3.5, which is the free version of ChatGPT, but it's also super fast for producing output. And we can see that with creating marketing strategy and operational plans and financial projections. And I also open a window for 4 because that's where you could do logo generation, image generation, and by this summer with Sora, video generation, music generation. Now, if I want to develop a website with this one simple prompt, I'm developing a website, I'm developing a PowerPoint presentation, integrating the images, integrating my text, choosing the colors, and even creating a white paper all at the same time. Now, my Tech Startup House, I did this once or twice every day because I was doing 1 hour or 2 hour workshops every day in addition to 30-minute one-on-one sessions with each of my entrepreneurs so they could launch their business from idea through rapid ideation and create a profitable company in 30 days. Now, you can do the same thing for your marketing creatives. Here we're saying we're having a website to promote and market a company that does tourism in Park City and Salt Lake. Now, that takes some time. It might take some coding time or what have you. No-code solutions are what we're focused on right now. Now, we could do coded solutions as well. I'll take this, maybe take it to a custom coder, but I actually have a design to build off of. And the back and forth between your marketing team, I think, is usually what takes a lot of time. The other part that takes a lot of time is design. What are the ideas? And going back and forth. Now, this is completely editable. You could go into it just like a PowerPoint. Some people are using Microsoft 360 and using their AI there, but the PowerPoint presentation is just not there yet. Here's some logos we generated originally. Remember we entered that into ChatGPT 4? It's a decent thing. We can literally click on it with our finger and also change it how it looks. Write the words, write the name of the company. There's a new edit feature that just got launched this week where we could do that, just like Adobe Firefly, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like in Firefly, especially since we're in Utah and Adobe's nearby. Now we're creating a welcome kit. While that's going on, I'm just going to quickly show you, the images are now integrated. It took a little bit of time, but 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But still, it got everything done. Breathtaking sunset. And we go back here, and images still being generated. But I love the speed of what we could do with these kind of presentations. And I literally have done 20-hour presentations just off Gamma, creating the presentations themselves. The CEO is a friend of mine, but I think that it is the best program out there right now for presentations. I've tried Beautify.ai and all sorts of other programs. And I just love this. Now take a look at the welcome kit. This is pretty good. If I have a merchandise company I could work with, I could go, hey, here's some examples of something I want to put together. And if I type one word, the word again, it'll produce another one. And if I wanted just to edit the words, there used to be a lot of problems with text generation. I could just click on the edit button in ChatGPT and edit with my finger. If I want to create a website, I could use Hocus and make a multi-page website like you see here. I could also use UiZard and use Galileo. And some of you might have a tech team that does your design for you, but let's say I just enter this very simple prompt that says I want to create a website, and here's some information about this website for Silicon Slopes Marketing Summit. You can create a mobile site. You can create a website. I could literally download the Figma designs and send this to a tech team, and I could have them build off of this. The quality of this is phenomenal. If I wanted to say, hey, I want to build a search engine with the quality of Airbnb and recreate it, it'll instantly give me all the Figma designs for it. If I want to say, I'm going to recreate Amazon, I have that. I want to create Uber, I have that. All designs are what takes a lot of time. The integrations are simple. In fact, we could use Zapier.com. I think it's pronounced Zapier.com actually, but I like saying Zapier because they have these things called Zaps. We integrate any single website that is on the internet with any other website on the internet, and it's connected together. In fact, now you can just use AI and prompt how to do that. It's truly phenomenal. And there's other things. If you're an enterprise, I don't know, some of you guys might have companies that are doing $50 million or more, but they have enterprise solutions like N8N. But look how fast these designs are. And what about the quality? They're decent. They're probably better than I would do. I've been coding since I was 12, so I've been coding for a long time. But I think that the designs on this, in terms of graphical design and layout, really requires an artistic gaze. And what we see in AI is it's the artistic gaze plus the output that I believe that the Supreme Courts and all sorts of courts are going to decide is going to be what's copyrightable. I also did a JD and an MBA. But I think that the quality of this is phenomenal. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You can see we have a very interactive site, multiple pages, a full stack design. And how much was this? Well, you got all trial Gamma, UiZard, all these services, you try all this stuff for very, very cheap. I think it's $10 or $20 a month for one of these services. The other one's, I know like Gamma is free. If you pay a little bit extra, you have that. But I noticed that the majority of AI tools that you will be seeing here are going to start off completely for free, and the quality is phenomenal. Let's say I want to do social media analytics. Let's say I got a whole dashboard of all sorts of analytics from, want to say, hey, what campaign should I do? Here's my data. I have a rule, it's called the 10,000 data set rule. So if you have 10,000 cells of data, usually that's something that you want to analyze. And whether it's social media analytics or whether it's procurement, whatever it is, that's where you usually want to put something like that into ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to detect data patterns, get recommendations, do analysis. Why do you spend $500,000 a month for a company like McKinsey to analyze your data? Well, it's because it takes a lot of effort. So what happens here is this is literally writing Python computer programs right in front of you to analyze your data with just that simple prompt using something called Code Interpreter. This is for the price of what? Are we paying $500,000? We're paying the price of breakfast, $10. I think it's $25 a month now, actually, for ChatGPT for Teams, per account. But the quality of this is pretty amazing. Very simple code. We could make this design histograms. We could make it design charts for our PowerPoint presentations. We can do integrations. I think one of the newest things I found this month when I was doing a boot camp was that you can also convert this in different file types. Same thing with your images. But I love how fast it's putting everything together. I also think it's really, really cool because what it's going to do in the next step is it's going to say, okay, this is the reasoning behind the logic. So one of the things is if you do not make long enough prompts, it won't know exactly you won't know exactly what the reasoning is. But saying these are the different kinds of things that we're analyzing. You can see on the x-axis and the y-axis different data. And if you want that data to be analyzed in a different way, all you have to do is add a little bit more details. If you didn't use a prompt engineer, now here we're saying we're doing spend versus conversions on per platform, conversions for ad type. We're doing conversions of audience type. Now, you could pay something like HubSpot or something else that will do some analytics for you. But with ChatGPT, we're doing an all-in-one solution place that can now be integrated with everything because API is open and they can connect it to anything else. I thought that was pretty good. Now, let's say that this whole thing that we did in less than 15 minutes, let's say this whole thing would take us, I don't know, 10 times longer. That would be 150 minutes. 10 times more on top of that. That'd be 2.5 days, basically 25 hours, 2.5 working days. If it was 3 months, that'd be 2,400x productivity. Nowhere in history have we seen a tool that can give us 2,400x productivity. Now imagine this for lead generation, where AI assistants are helping with lead generation. We're doing it with marketing and funnels. Why wouldn't you want to just hire as many people as you can and train them on AI? Right now, I have 100 people applying from our company every day of the week, and we are literally admitting 100% of people that are applying to work with us. Why can we do that? Because we know we could get them this level of productivity, which is a phenomenal situation. A lot of people are scared of hiring people because they think, well, our job is going to be lost and we're going to cut costs to AI. That's not the case. The other thing we want to consider, though, is bias in the AI model. One of the funny things that happened, it's not so funny actually, but one of the cool things about Gemini is it's an amazing tool for use cases, but their AI model couldn't even make George Washington not a minority. So you got to make it so you're not overly biasing your AI models, I think, one way versus another. But I wanted to show you a little bit of what's possible, because even though it's not in real time
All right, testing Gemini.
Great example.
Here we go. Tell me what you see.
I see you placing a piece of paper on the table. I see a squiggly line.
What about now?
The contour lines are smooth and flowing, with no sharp angles or jagged edges. It looks like a bird to me.
What if I add this?
The bird is swimming in the water. It has a long neck and beak. It is a duck.
Yes.
A duck is a type of waterfowl in the family Anatidae. Ducks are closely related to geese and swans. The duck appears to be blue. This is not a common color for ducks. However, there are some breeds of blue ducks. These are typically not as common as other duck breeds. It is more common for ducks to be brown, black, or white.
Are you sure?
What the quack? I was just talking about a blue duck, and now you're holding one. It looks like blue ducks are more common than I thought.
Would this float?
I'm not sure what material it's made of, but it looks like it might be rubber or plastic.
What if I tell you it's making a squeaking sound?
Oh, If it's squeaking, it's definitely going to float.
Nice.
It is a rubber duck. It is made of a material that is less dense than water.
Can you teach me how to say this in a different language? And give me a few options. Ooh, can you explain how to pronounce the Mandarin one? Is it Yazi?
鸭子
Is pronounced with a first tone. In Mandarin, there are 4 tones, which are essential to distinguish the meaning of words. The first tone is a high, level tone.
Oh, okay.
The duck is in the middle of the ocean. There is no land nearby for the duck to rest or find food. It is unlikely to find ducks here naturally.
Okay, based on what you see, come up with a game idea. Oh, and use emojis, please.
How about this? We can play a game called Guess the Country.
Sure, let's do it.
Clue 1. This country is the home of the kangaroo, the koala, and the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, that's easy.
Clue 2. This country loves football and has won the most men's World Cups in football history. You are trying to get me to find the paper ball under the cup. I accept the challenge. The cup to the left.
Nice.
I know what you're doing. You're playing rock, paper, scissors.
What do you see now?
The fingers are spread out to look like the wings of a butterfly.
What's this?
Big ear and barking mouth. A dog.
Sweet.
The coin should be under the right hand.
I don't know.
The coin is in the left hand using a sleight of hand technique to make it appear as if the coin has disappeared. Both objects are round and flat.
There you go.
Both are food. The orange is a healthier choice than the cookie. Citrus can be calming, and so can the spin of the fidget toy. They are both examples of popular toys that have been enjoyed by children and adults alike for many years.
Give me some ideas for what I could make with this.
I see pink and green yarn. How about a dragon fruit? Or how about a green cake with a pink heart?
Okay, how about these colors? And maybe show me some animals.
Okay, now I see blue and pink yarn. How about a pig with blue ears? Or an octopus? Or a bunny with a pink nose?
Ooh, I'll keep those in mind. Which way should the duck go?
Going left leads to a duck, which is a friend. Going right leads to a bear, which is a foe. It is better to make friends than foes, so the duck should go left.
Smart choice.
This is a picture of a crab.
That's right. Is this the right order?
No, the correct order is Sun, Earth, Saturn.
Based on their design, which of these would go faster?
The car on the right would be faster. It is more aerodynamic.
Which looks more fun?
The one on the right, because it has a loop.
What do you think this person might be saying?
How about a woohoo?
Ooh, I love that.
I see you're drawing a guitar. You've added an amp. Now it's an electric guitar. We can make some seriously loud music now. Given that you added drums, how about some 80s hair metal? All right, I see you've added a palm tree to the drawing. Change it up with some beachy vibes.
What movie are they acting out here?
I think they are acting out the famous bullet time scene from The Matrix.
Ooh, nice. What do you think might happen next?
The cat is going to jump to the wall and stick the landing. It's going to be a perfect 10. Oh, and it's a miss. It looks like it was just a little too far away, but don't worry. The cat is a natural athlete and it will be back up there in no time.
Okay, I've got one more for you. Describe the drawing I made.
It is a simple line drawing of the constellation Gemini. You did a good job of capturing the beauty of Gemini.
All right. Typical business organization looks like this. I believe in the future, we're going to have a lot more bosses, and we're going to have a lot less people that are just doing tactics because AI will empower the company. AI basically works like this, by the way. You're getting a bunch of data from the internet. It's going through something called a transformer. That data is then organized and sorted and fine-tuned to predict a certain output, whether it's a word, a video, or pixel. It's not something that could be just doing things on its own. It requires human output or human input to get the output. And that's why I believe that people should be hiring more, because these tools are meant to serve us, not the other way around, optimize our resources. For example, here is literally stuff that I've put into ChatGPT-4, and I'm going to show you how just by writing these exact words, I can literally turn ChatGPT into an assistant that answers questions for Silicon Slopes Marketing Summit. We just created a Silicon Slopes customer service representative AI assistant, and we're going to talk to it right now. Hello, my name is Nick, and I'm trying to get more information about Silicon Slopes Marketing Summit. Am I calling the right place?
Yes, Nick, you're in the right place. How can I assist you with information about the Silicon Slopes Marketing Summit?
Well, I'm interested in attending the event, especially if artificial intelligence and marketing is a part of that.
Absolutely. Artificial intelligence and its integration with marketing will be a significant focus at the Silicon Slopes Marketing Summit. Attendees can look forward to expert-led sessions that cover the latest trends and applications of AI in marketing, offering insights into how technology is shaping the future of the industry. Is there anything specific you're hoping to learn about AI in marketing?
Necesito más información.
Claro. ¿Qué tipo de información específica estás buscando sobre el uso de inteligencia artificial en marketing? ¿Hay algún tema o aplicación particular en que estés interesado?
It's a pretty good accent, isn't it? Now we could integrate that with email. We could transcribe it, your CRM, your call center. We have a real estate company that gave us $10,000 to just build a bot that could do all these things. And we could do that for anything. You could even take me and turn me into an AI avatar. So this is me, kind of moving my hands a little funny, but we're talking to it, chatting with it. It can talk back. Very, very simple.
Real AI Dynamics is a program designed to teach individuals how to use AI for business applications and increase productivity without the need for extensive coding knowledge.
It's not bad. That's an AI of me. Now I'm doing this for the Dalai Lama right now, where you can talk to him and have all the knowledge from all of his videos instantly transcribed using something like Fireflies for Zoom meetings, where you go to this account for free, it'll transcribe and summarize all your Zoom meetings, give you summaries, meeting minutes, and even do sentiment analysis, which is talk to you about the emotions of the people in the room while they're in the call. Now for good, AI is now mapping out all proteins in the world for medical purposes, solving diseases, predicting floods 7 days in advance. And to stay ahead of the game, I believe that every single person in your leadership should know what's going on, because the possibilities are endless. For example, here is a bunch of images that are generated in Midjourney, midjourney.com. And you can literally just type imagine and then whatever you want, and it'll develop either a photorealistic or actual photos, actual. Here, Stable Diffusion technology is allowing you to create images in real time, where you can literally write a word like ninja, and while you're typing the next word instantaneously, it's predicting what it expects you want it to be, giving it back, in terms of output. And you go back and forth with this. You could delete one or whatever. This is what we had here. We had the image we generated in Midjourney. Pretty good. Now, if I wanted to edit it, of course I could edit it in ChatGPT, but let me show what Firefly can do. by the way. I love that. Making 3D image generation there. We could do videos in this summer. We could. I'll show you a Q&A at the end, but I'll start with you. But this is all technology that's being launched in the summertime, where we could literally type into existence movies that you want to have built with feature film level quality. So if you have a kid, you want to read a bedtime story, make us something. You could make something up like this. You can even do that right now, ChatGPT with text, but turn into video format. It's pretty fun. You also even do that for video games using Google Genie. Pretty nice. I could even create images and then expand it. For example, here I said center the image and make trees. I could say upscale my image, make it less blurry. I could also take me dancing with the robot bishop, and I could make, well, that's my bishop. I'm dancing with him. He's a robot, but he's not actually a robot. He's my bishop. But I can also insert people into my favorite sports games when I'm watching them. It's me playing.
I'm never step backwards. That'll be the end of it. All right, smile for a second. Yeah. All right, got it. All right. 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 Come back up. And so look, we've inserted you in the avatar selection. And then, you see where the red is going? You could choose different players.
Yeah.
There's that shirt.
Yeah. Now this is Joanna.
Okay, I have this gorgeous picture.
This is not Joanna.
Hello, my name is AI Joanne, and I'm super.
And she's multi-talented.
Hola, mi nombre es AI Joanne.
Now imagine you could use this in your sales letters.
Today, I appear before you not just as an entrepreneur or a CEO,
This is not
but
me.
as an advocate for transformation. A guide to unlocking a future where your business not only adapts
Multi-camera
but
and
thrives
angle
in
shot
the ever-evolving landscape
my
of
iPhone.
artificial intelligence.
Hold my
where
iPhone
you
here.
can use AI
Hold my iPhone
to
here. Hold my
massively
iPhone here.
increase
Talk
your
to it for just a few
productivity
minutes.
And use AI
One or two.
assistance to accomplish anything. In fact, I am the AI avatar for Nikki, the founder of Real AI Dynamics.
Now I can even generate music. So here I just typed in a very simple prompt. Let's say I want to make a commercial for a podcast or any kind of social media promo. Well, all I have to do is type whatever I want. I can type in that and
In the
here's an
heart
output.
of Salt Lake City, Utah, where the dreams of marketers come alive. Building bridges, making connections. At the Silicon Slopes Marketing Summit, we thrive. Oh, from the break of dawn to the midnight hour, soaking up knowledge, reaching for the sky, sharing stories, sparking innovation. At the Silicon Slopes Marketing Summit, we thrive. Oh, rise above the ordinary, reach for the stars. Together we're stronger, go so far. Silicon Slopes Marketing Summit, our hearts unite. Unite, building a future, shining so bright.
I can make this as long as I want. I can make a full musical if I wanted to. Pretty big, pretty good. Now, one of the other cool things I like to show is that I could literally create, let me see here. Yeah, I could literally create a book with 6 clicks of a button and publish it. In fact, I could literally create like, I don't know, a dozen books or dozens of books. I create a whole publishing house of just my books on every possible topic. But with 6 clicks of a button, it generates a book, publishes it on Amazon. I could also go to here and use something called Mintbird, created one of my friends. We just did a demo with him earlier today for my tech startup house. And we literally could just push a button and then reword everything in our sales letter, and it's instantly published online on our website and optimized with the style of sales copywriter we want to model, whether it's Dan Kennedy, whether it's John Carlton, whether it's Jay Abraham, whether it's Frank Kern. We even have engineers develop our stuff for you. Now, of course, we could use something like this that takes photos and images, kind of like
I'm
Rocky's
taking an
glasses
early
back
look
there.
at the Rabbit R1, and this tiny device
But the thing is, we could also do something else.
doesn't have any apps on it.
We could do the same thing with glasses, where we're actually looking at things, like Rocky has a pair on, and you could say, hey, what's going on? And you could see there's translation by looking at objects and all sorts of fun things. This is $300. And what else can we do? We could do all of it combined together.
Isn't
with a
life
pin.
about what we experience?
Plus everything else a phone can do.
What we smell?
This is available for $600.
Yes,
That's
dragon
$20
fruits
a
are
month
low
on
in
T-Mobile
sugar.
subscription.
What we hear?
Hey, what should I get here?
我在这里该点什么呢？
What we see?
Capture this.
And what we feel? What if we build more memories?
What are some fun things to do nearby?
Share more moments.
Can we play songs from the last time we were here?
What would happen if we rediscover our senses? What if devices weren't the experience?
Catch me up.
Lucy called and your flight is at 7 a.m.
Tell Lucy I'm on my way.
What if life was?
And
I want to show you
similarly,
guys just a little bit of what a
the
real
Apple Vision
workflow
Pro,
might
you
look
can
like
literally
for the
pin-
Vision Pro. See the
pin
Mac
things
screen right
in the
here.
real world.
By the way, full hand occlusion, which looks really nice and smooth.
And if you're on
Messages,
Zoom, it'll make an AI avatar of you
Slack,
for your Zoom
another
call.
Safari window right here. Keyboard works just fine.
I think it's pretty cool. Some people want AI stuffed animals for your children. They can talk to them and comfort you and give you empathy and teach you. You can also have AI with a chassis, so you can do your Zoom calls and turn around your head and look at what's going on in the room. My friend built this. I think it's pretty fun. But I'm really excited about getting one of these. This is a robot that's integrated with ChatGPT, and you fine-tune it as opposed to with text. You fine-tune it by wearing an outfit, and you just do things like cooking.
Hey, Figure
cleaning,
One, what do you see right
typing,
now?
Speaking. And it'll copy you.
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great. Can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So, based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them there?
Of course.
It's pretty interesting, huh? Even news is being transformed with AI. So you could even have, whether it's for news or for your marketing creatives, you could even have your own AI avatar that you could use so people could talk to it and even have your own way of communicating, mitigating bias and allowing you to have accountability of news sources. So all this is possible. Now in Real AI Dynamics, we do full day programs that teach you how to build all the things we're talking about, marketing funnels and what have you. Do workshops, coaching, we even develop the apps that we talked about here. But if you're interested in joining my WhatsApp group, every day of the week, we actually will promote all sorts of cool new ideas about what's going on with AI. And if you are joining, you would get invited to free workshops on not just today, but on a regular basis. It's pretty fun. We have several hundred members. I'd say the vast majority of them are from the Salt Lake City area. And you can be a part of that community now. And if you're interested in asking questions, I'll open up the floor, and I'm starting with you.
So I was at the Adobe Summit virtually last week, and one of the questions I'm still trying to understand is, with Firefly or with any other generative AI tool, if you create an image, are you able to now export that as a layered file to be able to go back into some of the Adobe tools to re-edit it?
That's a great question. So one of the cool things that just got launched right now is you could go in there and you could say, hey, take this image file and turn this into a vector file or a GIF file or a JPEG or anything else. And I haven't tried those specific file types, but we could try it. And if it's not available now, it will be next week, right? So that's the coolest, that process of conversion is happening so fast. In fact, I would say the reason why my workshops change every week is because the technology changes every week. And I would say in 2 weeks, it might be possible that everything I'm saying is out of date. Everything is changing so fast. That's what I love about this stuff. And you need to stay abreast of it. That's why I created this WhatsApp group, so everyone can be on top of things. Yeah.
The first one is, when you were talking about being able to publish a book with 6 clicks, isn't that just a massive plagiaristic copyright infringement? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and same thing with photos and music
Mm-hmm.
and everything else and creating
Yeah, somebody doesn't necessarily seem so right about that, right? Doesn't it feel right? Because it's interesting because what you are doing when you're doing this is it's just predicting output of what you want it to say. But if you're going to be publishing it, it probably also needs some artistic gaze. Now, if you were to go to a court and say, hey, this is my book, it should be allowed, but you wrote a 1-sentence prompt, is that book likely to be copyright protected? Probably not. In the 1920s, there was an act with a camera that said nothing produced by any machines, including a camera, can be copyright protected. That was the truth. But what could be copyright protected? Why can you generate things on a computer today, which is a machine, and it produces output? Because what can be copyrighted is the artistic gaze, plus the output. Now, if you write a 450+ word prompt, you go into the book designer, you edit the book, you have a draft you can build upon, you see the subtitles, you accept some, you just accept others, you go to Midjourney, you integrate some images, you change things around, and that's a little bit different. If you write just 1 sentence, is it likely to stand up in court? Probably not. Mm-hmm.
Just a follow-up question, kind of with so many marketing employees in a company right now being exposed to these kind of tools.
Yeah.
What is your recommendation on how you? There's a lot of concern of data getting put into the open market, right? That you don't want your customer data out there because of GDPR. You don't want your business data out there for competitors to see. So how do you guys like build a governance around how AI should?
Absolutely. So AI governance is super important.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you can do is you could change how your data is viewed. For example, change the name of the company. Another thing you could do is if you go into the back-end system of ChatGPT, they guarantee your data is not being trained on, ever. Or on a consumer edition, you just go to privacy.openai.com and you say, hey, you can't train on my data, and you sign a contract. And any lawsuit that you're involved with between OpenAI and them, or because of OpenAI and another company, OpenAI will pay all your legal bills. They want to make sure everything's done properly. But in terms of governance and protecting your data, putting it on firewalls, some regulated industries, like in healthcare, government, and finance, requires you to basically have certain HIPAA requirements like you have. So you could have some of this stuff on your server and you could attach it to other things. Think about what you're already doing now in terms of your firewall and physical securities, and then just know that this is just another tool. I mean, I think that in your industry, though, it's specifically important. In fact, there's some offline models you could also run. In fact, if you go to huggingface.co, there's about 580,000 models. Huggingface.co. Yeah, and many of them are really good. Many of them can compete almost head-to-head with ChatGPT, but it can't do some of the things like code interpreter and other things. Then you go to open source things like GitHub and add-ons, and you can do all those things. Yeah.
This question might get a chuckle, but it's serious too. Some of the advancements you showed here scared me. Like straight up fear, like when I was watching some of them, especially the one where you can impersonate somebody.
Yeah.
To have myself be impersonated and say all these things kind of feels scary. How can you help me? Because
So first of all, if you're going to use HeyGen, which is the software that we're using, it requires you to have the person physically on there, vocal tone is voice and face, and read a password and get permission on it. Now, that could be overridden. In fact, I've done that many times by going to 11 Labs and DID and just saying, hey, here's a photo of my friend, make his lips move, vocal tone is voice, add the vocal tone from 11 Labs and bypass the filters. That's also the potential. But what else has been out there? Well, since 1990, the Anarchist Handbook literally talks about how you can build bombs on the internet and just disseminating that information on Google. Is everyone making bombs? Nope, but the information's out there. There's also going to be a lot more regulation that is going to be protecting AI, but more importantly, I think AI, in terms of ethics, are going to be really big. For example, Adobe is making so that every image will be tagged whether it's AI generated or not. And a lot of other companies are adding image recognition technologies to see if something was likely to be built with AI or not. Now, the president of Harvard has already said, we're just going to teach our people how to do prompts in ChatGPT for everything. But the only thing is, when you submit your work, you just have to say, this was generated with ChatGPT-4, here's my prompt, here's my output, and here's the additional add-ons. And I think that's actually a pretty good way to do things. In fact, my university, I'm in a PhD for IT right now with emphasis in AI, and that's exactly what we do. And so I think as transparency and disclosure comes out, more and more of that's going to be put in place. But in the same way GDPR exists, I believe you're going to see the same thing with AI. Yeah.
Like this gentleman, I have a lot of fear around this because in a way I feel like what's the point of kids learning anything because they'll just be able to input this in ChatGPT. And then also for creatives like myself, I'm a writer and a marketer and a PR person and everything else. And I look at our team, we have probably a team of 100, 150 creatives in our organization. This just decimates that.
I actually disagree. If I go to tools like Jasper.ai and I say write a sales letter, can it write a 30-page high-quality sales letter right now? It still requires human input to actually change the things. What it does do, though, in the same way that you get a starting point and you build off of it, allows it to grow, it allows us to do that. Now, some things will be replaced. For example, the alarm clock. What's the alarm clock? It was a boy that knocked on doors of homes. I'd rather have that kid in school learning new things. In the educational system, we are now at a point where the National Guard in Utah is literally being brought into schools to get rid of those 80-to-1 classrooms where you have 80 students to one teacher. I know because I'm a substitute teacher just volunteering my time because I'm afraid of that. But with AI and educational models that can actually teach you, you can do all sorts of things. For example, I just graduated from law school. I wanted to pass the bar exam, so I took the MPRE, but I didn't open a book to study for the bar exam. Instead, between my drives, between my home in Vegas and Utah, which I did once a week for a couple months, I listened to an AI app talk to me and would quiz me on questions. It allowed me to pass. What is going to happen with AI in education is that people will learn those things that are most productive, things that will transform the world, things that AI can't do. AI can't do one thing, take liability. It is not a sentient creature. It requires human input, and we could tell it what to do, just like how we delegate tasks to any other automated system, like an email. What does an email do? It's just like an AI. It's just that it's a different task. So your goal, I believe, is to figure out how AI can help enhance the GDP and offer value to the world and increase your economy. The biggest challenge I think people face is thinking that AI, just like how we talked in the beginning about how Elder Bednar said, don't allow AI to take away your agency and your creativity, because it needs that human spirit, that human element. If you allow AI to kind of just do everything, then you're going to kind of violate that. I think we're out of time, but I'm free to answer any questions as long as you want on my WhatsApp. My phone number is there. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm really excited to share it with you.